We bring reviews of your house, talk to our dudes of your house. I bring my views of your house, wrestling truths of your house. We talk to you in your house, we keeps it cool in your house, we keeps it cool in your house. I'm spitting truths in your house. Yes. Mark's hating on his fans. Becky's niche on the man. Play with two like a lion. Household a dangerous alliance. I am an diamond like Cody, and I'm overcoming like Kofi. No, they cannot hold me. Come listen, I'm hosting, critiquing, I'm boasting. This wrestling I'm knowing.
My name is Brian Pillman Jr., and you're listening to the In Your House podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to In Your House, starring Alakan House and my man, Michael Hutchinson. That's Mikey Hutch. And our special guest on here, we have Miss Kayla K, of course, Kayla Sue, Miss Fabulosity on here as we talk about wrestling. We get at work when it comes to the professional wrestling business, and that is what we are here to do, guys. We are almost 20,000 strong on the Facebook page. We are also a week away from Double or Nothing, the AEW pay-per-view, May 25th, and the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Definitely going to be checking that out. And we also will be doing a live reaction show to Double or Nothing, where we will be answering your questions live in the Spreaker chat shortly after it goes off the air. And also, we will be giving prizes away. Funko Pop figures, definitely something fun to have, even if you're a collector, most definitely. And we have my man Michael and Kayla on here, and we've got another top 10 for you guys today. I know that podcast, that episode that we dropped about a month or so ago, really did a lot of good numbers, got a lot of good feedback on that episode from a lot of different people, and people were clamoring for another top 10. So, I got with Michael and Kayla, of course, coming back and getting involved with the show. That was really where she debuted at, actually, was the top 10. And it was a really, really high-rated and fun episode. So here it is, Saturday night again. When you guys listen to this, though, it will be Tuesday, 6 a.m. in the morning. So we decided to come together and do top 10 finishers. You guys excited for this one, Michael?
Yeah, man. As I said on the last top 10 that I was on, I enjoy top 10 shows. I like lists.
Yeah.
Lists are fun.
Yes, they are.
We're doing this, I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, we're doing this in no particular order.
No particular order.
I do have a standout favorite that I will say for last, and give my reasons why, but... Sure. But again, it's not required. But anyway, yeah, you guys will be listening to this on Tuesday. Hopefully the beginning of your week has went well, and
yes,
miss chatting it up with you guys. So
no
it's
doubt.
good to be back here doing another podcast in this ever-growing brand of ours.
Yes, sir.
So I guess we'll pass it over to Miss Kayla K over here, Miss Fabulosity.
You excited for this one, Kayla?
Absolutely. Gotta give the people what they want. They want another top 10. Guess what? We here to give it to them.
Facts, and that is what we're doing, and we are doing top 10 finishers. Now, this is top 10 all time, okay? Top 10 all time. Of course, there's going to be stuff that's left off, and anything that you feel like deserves to be on the list, hey, hit us up, let us know. We definitely want to hear your guys' top 10. So let us know if there's something that you disagree with, if there's something that you do agree with, one way or the other. Hey, let us know. We want to talk to you about it. We want to debate about it. So it's going to be the same order as we've always done it, and that is where we start with Michael, and then I will go, and then we'll go off to the main event, which is Miss Fabulosity. We are going to go ahead and start with my man Michael, in no particular order, wherever you choose to start. Give us your first top 10 finisher.
Well, again, I'm sitting here. Thank you very much for giving me the time here to speak to the household. Again, love you guys. But yeah, again, throw your list out there at us. It's all subjective, as we always say. And, what do you like? What's cool? What looks effective? And I think a good finisher is a finisher that can be done on anybody.
Yeah.
Be you 4 foot or 7 foot and, 500 pounds, Big Show, think of Big Show and, those type of talents.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm going to say my first one that I'm going to throw out is, her they're all so good.
Yeah.
The running Liger bomb.
Ooh.
I'm going to throw that one out right out of the gate
Okay.
because, again, it just looks cool, where, they pick the guy up and they run all the way across from one corner to the other. And, I've always been a fan of the power bomb anyway.
Yeah.
And it adds more of an effect to it, more
Sure.
of a finality, I guess you could say.
Yes.
Because, you're picking a guy up and you're running all the way across the ring and you're trying to drop
driving him into the ground.
Precisely. You're trying to drop him through the ring.
Yes.
And you see that a lot. I've seen that a lot in, I want to say New Japan. I know it was like an overseas, Japanese match. But yeah, it's a standout finisher to me, and I love it. So yeah, I'd say that would be my first one.
Love that pick. We're going to throw it off to my wife, Miss Fabulosity, Miss Kayla K. Give me one of your top 10 finishes, once again, in no particular order.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start it off with Twist of Fate.
Twist of Fate, okay.
I've always been a Hardy's fan, and I've always enjoyed watching that move. Doesn't matter. I think it falls in the same category that Michael was talking about. It can go on anybody from like Sin Cara to the Big Show. I don't think it really matters on the size on that, but I think that when it's done really well and it hits, I think it could be disastrous for the people, and especially when they sell it correctly.
Yes. No, I like it. I've always been a fan of the Twist of Fate. It's always reminded me of like a stunner or a cutter of some sort, but I like how they always put their own twist on it by putting it in like the front face lock position, and then they twist it into the cutter. I always like that always, and now it started to where what I've noticed is Matt does the layout cutter. And now it's gotten to a point where Jeff does it the exact same way, but he does it as a sit-out finisher, like a stunner. So they've both put their own little twist on it, but still keeping it in the family, of course. And really, they're like the only ones who do that. So it's their thing. That's their vibe. So yeah, it stands out. I definitely like it. That's a good pick. I like it. The Twist of Fate. So. That's going to jump it over to me, and this one is high on my list. No particular order once again. That just takes way too long, and we just like to talk here at In Your House. We just like to have real organic conversation. So first on my list is one of the most devastating finishers that from my generation that I've seen. When this guy did it, the match was over, and that's the pedigree.
Absolutely.
The pedigree was always impactful to me. It always felt like it was the end of the match, and you can do it so many different ways. You can do it when a guy's through a table. You can put a guy through a table with it. You know what I mean? And sometimes he'll do it as like it's not everybody sells. I don't think everybody sells the pedigree well, and I don't think I even remember a great. No disrespect to Seth Rollins, but I don't ever remember him doing a great pedigree like Triple H did in the early 2000s, or even when he did the pedigree, like guys just like they looked like they were going to die sometimes. Some of those guys. There was one pedigree that he did as Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the arrogant. His arrogant gimmick, and like one dude straight he got dropped on his head. I saw that on YouTube and I was like, whoa. But a lot of that was because I don't think the timing was right on it, so it was like botched and it looked really devastating, but really it wasn't the right way to have done it. But I like it when he does it like guys are sitting out, like their whole bodies are laid out, and it's just like your face is being driven with no type of thing that is no knees, no anything like that stopping them. It's just boom right on their face. I've always been a fan of the pedigree.
Yeah, and I can actually I think that I might have had the pedigree on my list as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's on mine as well. And I can actually remember Triple H giving the pedigree to Rob Van Dam.
Yeah.
I don't remember the show, but I remember the pedigree just being nasty.
Yeah.
Because, Rob was vertical when he took it. And, Rob, I've seen RVD, he's great at taking, like the DDTs and stuff like that, because, he'll just take it right on top of his head and sometimes bounce off the top of his head off the mat. And I don't know how. I mean, thank goodness. Obviously, there's an art to it, and we try to
selling. Bro.
Yeah. I mean, just taking. I don't know anything about it. It's art, and I love it, and that's one of the many reasons I watch it.
Yeah.
But wrestling, that is. But yeah, the pedigree. It just. There was just always, again, because, again, finisher is finality. It's like when you know that's hit, when oh, man, he just dumped him on his dome piece with the pedigree, it's over.
Yep.
It's done. He ain't going to kick out. At least that's how it was.
Yeah, that's how it was, man. I have a strange feeling that's
back in my day.
I know, right? Get off my lawn.
Back in my day, you could end a match with a sleeper, and we liked it.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, geez, yes, I really do feel like, sadly, the pedigree will become a transitional move, like a lot of other moves from our generation. Now, since you also had the pedigree on your list, I'm going to go ahead and throw it to Miss Fabulosity here. What else do you got for us as far as finishers go?
Since we're talking about finishers that have been kind of as transitional moves, because I was actually going to save this one, but it kind of flows right along. The GTS, go to sleep. CM Punk.
Sleep, yep. That has become transition.
I've actually always liked that move anytime that I had seen him do it. Obviously, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
But I really liked it anytime that he did it. And with that, like you guys were saying, like, I mean, he hit that, and I mean, and that's what it is. They went to sleep, and the match 1, 2, 3, it was over.
Yeah.
Now, not so much, unfortunately, which sucks. But I mean, that's the business. It is what it is. You know, things evolve with time. Some stay as the same. Some progress into transitional stages.
Hey, sometimes it goes, but that doesn't mean we enjoy the move any less. It's just we have to grow with what's going on with the business. And you know what? I'm ready for it, man. I want to grow with the business. I don't want to be left behind. You know what I mean? Especially with this big thing that's coming with AEW. I want to be a part of that, and it's about to be really cool. So yes, it absolutely sucks that it's a transition. I don't like it. I don't. But that's where we're at. That's where we're at. And with that being said, we'll go ahead and kick it back to myself. Another move, once again, huge move. This has, in some, well, not really. It's kind of a transition, and it stinks. It's another one that kind of hits close to home or whatever, and that's the Tombstone Pile Driver. The Tombstone Pile Driver. Anytime I saw The Undertaker do it, it was, I mean, I gravitated to anybody that did the Tombstone Pile Driver because that was one of my favorite moves ever of all time. So, of course, Undertaker did it, Kane did it, Owen Hart did it, you know, so many, the Young Bucks, they do it. They just put their own twist on it, you know what I mean? The Indie Taker. And it's such a good move, and it looks like it hurts. You know, so if you're getting driven on your head like that, any pile driver, really, but the Tombstone Pile Driver was just different from any other pile driver. It stood out. It looked different. Anytime you see that move done, it's not just some pile driver. It's the Tombstone Pile Driver. It is cemented as the Tombstone Pile Driver, and that's what it's always going to be.
I see what you did there. The Tombstone Pile Driver. It's cemented.
Wow. Goodness gracious.
That's the kind of highbrow comedy we bring you here in your house, folks. So,
see what I got to deal with.
Take a seat. Take a seat. I hope you enjoy the ride.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and throw out because the Tombstone is on my list as well.
Okay.
So with that, The Undertaker is my favorite of all time wrestler. So, you know, that obviously helped with me liking the move. But it definitely looks detrimental. With that being said, that was one of the ones that anytime that the Taker hit it and he stood it with the hands or the arms over the chest, like tongue out and everything, you knew 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
On most situations.
Yep.
Not so much anymore, but...
and that bothers me.
It really does.
It bothers me.
I'm sorry, people should not be able to kick out of that.
Yes, it just feels like Michael has said, it's the finals, the done. It's you finalize the match with that. It's the stamp. And it bothers me so much. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you guys can get off my lawn because it does bother me. I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm not gonna lie about it. It does.
But you're not wrong. Finishers don't mean anything anymore. And like, I get every once in a while. I'll even say there's been like those times. I guess you could say maybe it was in the beginning because like you never saw it. But I'm not gonna say that there never should be a time to kick out of a tombstone.
Yeah.
Like when Kane was fighting Undertaker, and then, oh shit, Kane kicked out of the tombstone. Hey, he's not playing. He's about to set somebody on fire. Hide your kids.
Yeah.
Like Kane's pissed.
Yep.
But it has to be something important, though.
Exactly. Precisely. That's got to be it. There's got to be context to it. You can't just be doing that every week on Raw, WWE, and your 8-person tag matches for no damn reason every single week.
Oh, gosh.
Just because we got to get everybody on TV.
Calm down, Michael. It's just a microphone.
I know. I'm
Stop
getting
it.
twisted
It's not
over here.
Vince. Stop it.
And I'm getting twisted over here.
Quit strangling it, Michael.
Well, it's mind your business. You mind your damn business.
Mind your damn business. Oh, man. This is why we love what we do here at In Your House. We get so passionate. We get so passionate to give you guys great content and good opinions.
Passionate anything. This shit's gonna kill me if I keep getting worked up.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, your heart, man. That's,
Right, well,
they
well,
just
you know,
put...
he is kinda old.
There you go. I'm
I'm
timeless, girl. I'm eternal.
No, I don't know if you guys have heard, but in the dictionary has now put the word influencer in there, and that's what podcasters are. We're influencers. We're fancy.
Sip upon that Kool-Aid, if as it were. How does it taste?
Yeah. How's it taste, motherfucker? Oh, the pinky in the air.
Keep it classy.
Wait. Who drinks Kool-Aid with the pinky in the air? I thought that's tea. You gotta be classy. You gotta make sure you have your plate underneath it.
Oh yeah,
Excuse me. Would you like any sugar with that?
I like 2 scoops.
Again, this is the type of highbrow comedy that we bring you here at In Your House, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh, absolutely. We think you guys are having a great time. We're talking about top 10 finishers here. We're having a great time here. Michael just went. We all had the tombstone. I mean, we all had the tombstone.
Had to be there.
It had to be there, bro.
Had to be there.
It had to be there. So, since my man Michael went, we're going to throw it to myself now. And with myself, I will be picking another finisher that this became a transitional finisher so early. Like, it happened so early, and I'm talking like 2000 it started to become a transitional finisher. Like, The Rock was doing it, and then like you had then Cesaro was doing it for a while. So many different and what I'm talking about here is the sharpshooter. The sharpshooter. I always loved that move. Growing up, I always loved that move. I always loved that one of my favorites, Bret Hart, did it. And I always loved that another one of my favorites, Sting, did it.
Yes.
Sting did it.
The Scorpion Deathlock.
The Scorpion Deathlock.
As it were.
And so that move always stayed with me.
Well, and I'll actually say this too. Again, just referencing times that those moves like stood out. The time when Bret Hart put the sharpshooter on Steve Austin, when Steve Austin was split open, and had the blood,
that image,
and he's screaming, and
one
the
of
blood,
the greatest images,
and the blood's running down his face,
Yep.
and he passes out because he just can't take the pain anymore, and it just solidified Austin as a badass, yet made Bret look great because if Bret's gonna lock you up. You're about to hurt.
Yeah.
Because he tangled in the dungeon, bro. He'll stretch you.
Yeah.
He will stretch you the hell out and won't even break a sweat.
Right. No.
So,
right.
if he got if Bret Hart got that sharpshooter on you and he locked it in and he cinched it in, set on your back, it was over. You better tap.
And no disrespect to The Rock. I love The Rock. Always been one of my favorites. Man, I never liked when he did it. I honestly did not. It always looked loose. It wasn't hooked in properly. No disrespect at all. I mean him. I want to say it again. I mean that man. No disrespect.
Oh, he don't care. He's got too much
money. He don't care. He don't care what I think. He don't care what I think.
I mean, we're over. We're not over as in The Rock gives a shit what we think.
Right. He absolutely doesn't. But I just want to say that I respect that man. But my opinion is my opinion, and you are absolutely correct. When Bret Hart put it on. That's it.
Bret could put on a headlock. You think, he ain't getting out of that headlock.
Yep. Facts.
Facts. Because he's a wrestler.
Yep. He is. That is a wrestler's wrestler.
Right.
That's probably why I've always liked Bret, just because he's a wrestler's wrestler.
Yep.
And he just is. I mean, and that move is great, and most definitely the sharpshooter. So now that I've went, you already know what it is. We're moving on to Miss Fabulosity.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw out the Eclipse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
I actually,
little deep action, little lady action.
Yes. I actually enjoy this a lot. When Ember does it, I remember the first time I actually seen it from her. I'm like, oh shit, like what the hell is that? And who is that? Like, I really enjoyed it. It's something, at least in my opinion, you wouldn't think that a female would do. It seems like something that, and I don't mean this in any disrespect, that a man would pull off, not female. And she hits it. I don't think I've seen any time that she's not hit it correctly.
She's, as far as I've seen, she's always done it really well. She's hit a stunner that Austin would be proud of.
Right.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
So I really, really enjoy that. Kudos to you if you're hearing this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We never... Hey, the way this podcast is going, you never know who's listening.
That's, as they say, a shoot.
Yeah.
If you are, my husband is a huge fan.
I'm just saying. She can get this work.
And if Gail Kim happens to be out there.
My man Mikey Hutch.
I'm a big fan of your work. I'll just say that. We'll keep it professional.
Professional. That's what we are here.
I am a fan of your work.
That's what we are here. We are fucking professionals.
Until you ask not to be. How you doing?
You do you, girl. Anyways. Let's get back to this list.
Back to this list. We are going back to my man Mikey Hutch. What do you got for us, buddy?
You know what, man? I'm going to go with... I'm going to go a little bit old school here.
Okay.
I don't know if the household knows anything about this.
Okay.
What do you know about the Claw, bro?
The Claw. Ah, yes.
Baron von Raschke, bro.
The
What do you know about that?
Oh, my goodness. He's throwing it back.
Back when finishers were not as flashy as they need to be now.
Yeah.
I mean, this man would just grab his opponent by the dome piece and just squeeze the hell out of it. I mean, and that'd be it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's finishing people with this. And he, again, and it was believable. Because this is back in a time, in an era of wrestling that, where the curtain, you didn't even know there was a curtain to be pulled back.
Right.
Like these guys, were pissed at each other. And, the storylines were just, again, grounded, real.
Yeah.
And go back and watch some of this stuff, man. I mean, because I feel like if you're going to watch wrestling as a fan, you need to know your history a little bit.
For sure. I agree with that.
And let me just say, I'm no Mike Tenay. By no means. I'm not going to sit here and spout out dates and various...
Right.
But
he's awesome.
But I remember moments, man,
yeah.
And I remember seeing footage of that. And, of course, it's long before my time. Keep your jokes to yourself, Miss Fabulosity. Anyway... my hip ain't broken yet. It's, maybe made out of an erector set, but damn it, and some Legos. But anyway, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna go with the Claw, man.
Okay.
Because again, he finished people, and it was scary because I believe he'd come out with the crowd too, and hold it in front of people and act like he was gonna get people, and you see people back up because they're like, oh my god, this crazy madman's gonna grab my face, and I'm not trying to deal with that.
No, I agree with you there, bro.
So yeah, that's my pick.
I like that pick, man. I like that pick. I think it's a unique pick, different, and definitely. I mean, I remember seeing images of it, and just grabbing somebody's face and just squeezing and going. And yeah, I could see how that could be. Just how you finish a match, absolutely. And that's gonna throw it to myself now, and. One that I have on my list I definitely want to pick. This one is another personal favorite of mine. It's been transitional for a very long time as well. Just like the sharpshooter, but a personal favorite finisher of mine was the Perfect Plex. The Fisherman Suplex. Fisherman Suplex into a bridge pin. I've always enjoyed that. I always appreciate a good fisherman suplex. I just like a good suplex. Period. I mean, I've always been a fan of the Northern Lights. About the only thing that Alicia Fox is good at is a good Northern Light suplex.
Bullshit.
but yes, definitely the perfect plex. I hate that it's turned into a transitional move. But once again, times moving on. I mean, guys used to finish matches with suplexes at some point. So like, I mean just regular vertical suplexes. So whatever, it goes with it. But as long as the move stays, stays in wrestling, I think it has a place in wrestling, and I don't want to see it fade away. So if it has to be a transitional move to stay, I'm fine with it because I've always been a fan of the perfect plex.
Man, pisses me off when I see people kick out of that now because I remember so many times seeing Kurt Hennig. May he rest in power, rest in peace.
Absolutely.
Every time he'd hook somebody's, leg up, and he'd connect his hands together, clasp, get him up, bang, nobody's kicking out. Now, I will say I don't recall who it was, but I do remember seeing somebody in, I want to say it was WWE, kick out of it, but it meant something, which kind of calls us back to what we were saying. You can kick out of a finisher, but let it mean something. Let it be a rivalry, a match that has built and just culminating, and it's the final time that they're battling, and oh my God, what do these guys got to do? I mean, you hear it all the time now, but back then it meant more. But perfect plex. Good stuff. Like that's a great pick.
Yeah, definitely
great pick.
Yeah, definitely the perfect plex. That's gonna push it off to Miss Kayla K. What do you got for us?
I'm gonna go with the super kick.
Super kick. Okay, good one.
I've seen numerous people obviously do this, including my husband and my children trying to do it on me. When it's done correctly and people sell it correctly, I mean, it looks devastating. Like, you just got your head kicked off. Like, what the hell? Like, you shouldn't be able to just get up from that and be like, oh, hey, how you doing, Ted? Like, no. You need to lay your ass there on the mat and just chill out and take a nap. Take it easy. But yeah, so I really like the super kick.
I agree with you there. I agree with you so much. I just have to say that was on my list. Super kick, I mean... Yes, I know that that's another one that's become a transitional move. I don't care. I appreciate a really good super kick, and I will always appreciate a really good super kick. And there's so many different ways to do it. You can do it when they're on their knees. You can surprise people with the super kick. There's so many different ways to do it that the super kick just works, and that's why it's become a transitional move because there's so many different ways to do it. It's almost like the super kick is like the new drop kick. It's like the new drop kick, because I remember there were some people that just had absolutely beautiful, like one of them being Bob Holly, Randy Orton, picture perfect drop kicks. You know what I mean? Now you have now you have super kicks, and there's some people that do them better than other people. I enjoy the Usos super kicks. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think they do a really good super kick. Obviously, the Young Bucks do a really good super kick. You know what I mean? I mean they've worn it out, but they do the super kick. And that's the thing. Yes, it's a worn-out move, but still, I mean, Shawn Michaels, Sweet Chin Music. I mean, I watched that close out so many matches. It's crazy, but yeah, definitely super kick, Sweet Chin Music, whatever you want to call it. That's always for sure has a spot on my list.
Well, I mean, if I could sprinkle in something here as far as like what you see as far as like super kicks and all that stuff, it's like a drop kick. Hell, I mean, we're in the era of throwing forearms now. I just want to see a good working punch.
Yeah.
You remember that? I remember, like Ric Flair would get somebody in the corner and like have them in a headlock, and then he'd take what looked like his knuckles, and it actually looked like he was punching them in the forehead.
Oh yes, okay, yes.
And don't get me started on Vader. When Vader, I know Vader worked, as they say, stiff.
Yes, he did. Yes,
but when I could sit and watch highlight clips of Vader with his opponent in the corner throwing those lunchbox hands at him, and their heads bobbing back and forth like they're getting beat on Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yes,
that was, and I'll even throw a talent out here that you guys may hate on him, but hate him or not, go back and watch his work. He's got a good working punch, and that's Disco Inferno.
Oh, I don't care what anybody says. I like the Disco Inferno.
Say what you want. I like him too.
Dude, I enjoyed him.
He was what he was, and
he was. Honestly, I thought he was dope in the WCW Cruiserweight division. Sorry, but I think he was.
Think he was dope then? He's dope in TNA now.
He's still wrestling?
Well, not like long term.
Yeah,
He did a storyline with Scarlett Bordeaux, I think.
Oh, really?
What's her name?
Yeah,
I could be getting that name wrong. But yeah, he worked.
If it's wrong, correct us. But
Correct us. But he worked worked an angle with a female talent, and all that, talking about like women's wrestling. He was kind of doing this quasi like sexist kind of thing, but it was working because he was getting the most heat on the show, and he was doing simple stuff, simple old school ways to rile the crowd up with modern stuff that triggers people. Therefore,
smart.
He was drawn, and of course, she went over, and he got his comeuppance at the end the way it should be because he was the heel in the whole thing. I know this ain't what this show's about, but again, it brings you back to the fact that go back and watch his stuff. He had a good working punch. He looked like when he was punching people, and that's is credit to the people on the receiving end too. But again, a working punch. Now you got everybody throwing forearms. Forearms, super kicks is drop kicks. Again, transitional. We got these great finishers that are transitional moves. All right, let's get back to the list.
No, you're right.
We're going off the rails here. I'm going to get twisted. I'm going to start yelling again. Then I'm going to fall over, and then I'm going to be off the podcast. I'm not going to get my own shirt. Buy a shirt. Buy a way.
Buy a shirt, absolutely, guys. This is a great episode here. We're talking top 10 finishers with myself, Michael Hutchison. That's Mikey Hutch, and Miss Fabulosity, Miss Kayla K. What we're gonna do is we have 5 picks left. My man Michael has 6. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little breather here. We're gonna take a pause for the cause, as it were. And when we come back from break, we are going to continue the top 10 finishers list here on In Your House. Welcome back, guys, to In Your House, where we're going over top 10 finishers. We wanted to go ahead and continue doing the last few that we have here. Michael now has 6. We have 5. So that is going to, and when I say me, I mean myself and, of course, Miss Fabulosity, Kayla, Sue. Now we're going to bring it over back to Michael. Michael, give us another finisher, man.
Yeah, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the break. You got your business done. Made you a sandwich, maybe. Listen to the sponsors that were kind enough to peddle their wares your way.
Yeah, for sure.
Check them out. All right, so yes, back to the list here. I'm going to go with old school stuff, man. Another one that's, again, I'd sound like a broken record on the show here, but transitional move nowadays, but the DDT.
Oh, yes. Always a fan of the DDT.
The DDT. Back when I was a kid watching old school WWF, Jake Roberts.
Oh, yeah.
I remember, again, I don't remember it verbatim, but I remember the guy who was interviewing him asked me, what does DDT mean?
Yeah.
And he simply replied, the end.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
He dropped you on the dome. It was over.
Yep.
And knock you out. And I'm not sure if this is true, but I do believe I heard that move was an accident. It was actually a suplex that kind of went wrong. I'm not sure if that was by Jake Roberts. This could just be, I could be totally wrong. I don't know. But but regardless, I love that move because Jake Roberts obviously stood out in an era of wrestlers who yelled and all that. He was the quiet, meticulous one, but he made you listen.
Yep.
And again, had a finisher that followed through with what he said because it meant the end.
Yep.
And now you see it, and it's kick out at 1, and it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yep.
And no matter if they drive them right on their head, again, RVD takes a great one.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But, so yeah, I'd say the DDT. I really like that one.
I like the DDT as well. One of my favorite DDTs personally. I love a lot of different variations of the DDT, like the double arm DDT, even the reverse DDT or the scorpion death drop, as you might know it as well. One of my favorites was always the even flow DDT from Raven.
Nice.
Always seemed impactful to me.
Yep.
Always seemed like he would have you, and then he would just kind of just snap back, and it was almost kind of like a really impactful snap suplex, and it just always felt like it was the end of a match to me because just the way he drove your head into the ground. I've always been a fan of the DDT. That's a great pick. So yes, the DDT, and that is gonna move it on to myself, and Man, there's some moves. There's some moves that just fit everything, and I've seen this move done a million, in a million different ways, and it's shocked me so many different times, and just the ease of it, I guess, and that's really, of course, the RKO. RKO. I mean, definitely you could hit it out of nowhere. We've seen so many different match finishes. I mean, one of my favorite ones was the Evan Bourne shooting star press RKO. That's always been one of my favorite ones.
God, yes.
Yes, that one was great.
I like that one too.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
I like that one too.
Yeah, another one of my favorites was the Seth Rollins out of the curve stomp and put him down. My goodness, just incredible. And I mean, even on a regular Monday Night Raw or Tuesday Night SmackDown, it's never boring to see a good RKO, especially when they pan the camera to a point where you don't see him coming, and then you just all of a sudden, boom, RKO out of nowhere, and it gets the crowd hype, and I like it. It's always a good little surprise. Definitely, I've seen him, finish matches with it, and even that in itself has become a transitional move. It's starting to get to that point, but yeah, definitely RKO, a surprise jumping cutter.
Well, the RKO itself, I mean, it became a meme.
Yes, it did.
I don't know if you remember the videos where like they had them in like Hollywood movies, giving like RKOs to missiles and buildings. I think they had him fighting the Hulk at one point.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and it was hilarious. And like this picture memes as well. Like there was a lot of a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's versatile.
Yeah, yes, you could do it. You could do it so many different ways to so many different types of characters, big, small. It doesn't matter. Yeah, definitely on my list. RKO.
Absolutely. I mean, that was definitely one of the first ones I thought of whenever I was given this option for the top 10 finishers. So the RKO was definitely, if not the first, it was definitely one of the first. And it's not even. I mean, yes, obviously, I'm a huge Randy Orton fan. But it's not even just that. It's he delivers it so well.
Yeah, he does.
And like you said, it's so versatile. Like, it doesn't matter. And I know this is kind of explicit, but he could literally, someone could be shitting and he can come out and fucking deliver it. It's just that he comes out of nowhere.
I seen it.
He just, you know what I mean? And I get like, RKO out of nowhere type thing. But like, literally, it does not matter what you're doing. Mm. You could be delivering a damn baby and he's out there, and you know what I mean, it would still work. It does not matter the atmosphere on it. It just is always awesome to see, and I've definitely had a lot of surprises. But yes, you took the favorite ones for the RKO, so thanks.
Sorry. but yeah, definitely RKO. It's great. I think it's a good pick. And that's gonna throw it over to Michael. What do you got for us, man?
Oh, let's see. Kind of keep on the... Well, I don't even know if we can go ahead and knock this one off because, again, it's very similar, but I got the diamond cutter on there.
Oh, yep, I did like the diamond cutter.
So, I mean, I don't know if you just want me to count that one as my pick here.
Yeah, let's go and do that.
But yeah, we'll do that. But, I mean, it was different, though, because...
It was a little different.
Obviously, I think DDP was doing it first.
Yes, for sure.
So... Yes. And again, it was effective, and I mean, the crowd always just jumped up to their feet every time he'd hit it.
And even he would hit it out of nowhere sometimes.
Yeah, there are times he'd like run through the crowd or like slide into the ring and drop one of the 37 different members of the NWO.
Oh yes, I remember those days. Definitely remember those days.
So yeah, man, like it again, very effective and just fun.
Yep.
Fun.
Yep.
And so yeah. I really don't know what else to really add to that on top of what we said. The DDP did it first.
Yeah, right. But
I mean, that's not really what it's about.
No,
it's just,
yeah.
It was just my
Randy
pick.
Orton looked better doing it.
Hey, whatever. I love DDP. That's my guy.
Yeah.
No, that's not any shade thrown at DDP by any means.
Hey, I'm just saying that DDP's my guy. I just got a lot of memories with DDP. I love that guy. He's awesome. He's an awesome person.
In all reality, I have nothing but respect for him.
Oh no, I just think he's a great person. I respect him as a person. Period. Of course, as a wrestler, but just period as a person.
Right.
I like DDP. I really, really do. He seems like a cool cat. Grew up liking him, and now here it is years later, and I like the man. So that's rare. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's rare when you think somebody's cool when you're a kid, and then you actually figure out who they are as an adult, and they're still the same. That's not, you know what I mean? It's like Michael said. Sometimes you don't want to meet your heroes, you know. But yeah, DDP seems cool as hell.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, and
Yeah.
look what he's giving back.
Oh
Absolutely.
my god,
You know, with
for sure.
with his yoga thing, and that's
Mm-hmm.
from what I say. You know, there's a lot of excuse me, a lot of gimmick products out there.
Yeah.
You know, to try to get your money.
Yep.
I haven't tried it myself.
I'd love to try.
I probably should.
I
because-
just wish I had the time.
I'd be down to trying it.
Because I hear you down. Look,
Talk about the Usos, how you doing?
wow. But anyway,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
back to this. You know, some people hear like yoga and they're like, "Oh, that's bad." No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
nope.
How do you know until you try it? It might
Yep.
work for you.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, man.
And
Absolutely.
if anything, let it breathe kind of goes with yoga, right?
Facts. Big facts. Yep. For
So-
sure. Yep.
So, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of gimmick products out there. But from what I gather, this one works.
Yep.
Look
Yeah.
what he did with Jake Roberts and Scott Hall.
He
and
helped
all
so
them.
many people.
So
Helped so many people and got them to the Hall of Fame. So absolutely. But getting back to it, getting back to the finishers here, and of course DDP being as great as he is, and of course another guy that's from that time, but he's still relevant now and still wrestling now. In fact, he'll be wrestling next week. His finisher made my list, and this is a guy that was wrestling with DDP back in WCW, and now he's going to be wrestling next week in a high-profile match against Kenny Omega, and that's the Walls of Jericho.
Yeah.
Maybe more the Lion Tamer than the Walls of Jericho, but both variations, both. Of course, I know the Walls of Jericho is the Boston Crab, and the Lion Tamer, he really stretches. I mean, he really stretches them with that Lion Tamer. He's got their knee on the back of their neck and hooking their legs, and it just looks painful. It looks painful, and when I saw that move, I was like, wow, like this is. First off, it's a move that looks like, as a young kid, I saw that move and I was like, wow, that looks like it would hurt. That looks like you would be hurting me because you have your knee on the back of my neck, and you've stretched my body to where you have my legs hooked under your arms, and my neck is pressed down on the ground while you're stretching the rest of my body. How does that not hurt?
Right.
Ask
That
him.
has to hurt. Ask him.
Ask him.
Ask him. And yeah, I've always enjoyed that finisher. It's ended a lot of matches. I mean, and it's a good because submissions. I've always loved submissions because they're good cliffhangers in a match. They always give you a good, is he going to get to the rope? Is he going to get to the rope? And that's going to be the difference between if a match continues or if a match finishes. So I've always been a fan of the submission. And just the way he does the Lion Tamer or Walls of Jericho, whichever one you want to call it, and when he does it, it looks like he's ending a match. Unless, of course, he's doing it and he hasn't got it clinched in all the way, and that's not ending a match. But I've seen that man finish matches with the Lion Tamer, and it looks painful. So yeah, the Lion Tamer is on my list.
Good pick. Good
and we'll
pick.
see if he does anything with it this Saturday.
Absolutely.
guarantee
Next
you will.
week, May 25th. Definitely check that out. Double or Nothing. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So,
And check us out afterwards.
oh yes, check us out. Check us out. We will be doing a live reaction show. You can comment in the Spreaker chat, and we will answer all your questions. And if you're hot to discuss it, we will discuss it. So now that I've gone, that's gonna bring it up to Kayla. What do you got for us?
I'm gonna go with the End of Days.
Oh, I like that. I like the End of Days. That's a good pick.
I've liked it since I first saw it.
Yeah.
I originally started off liking Baron Corbin, so I don't
Yeah.
know if that's why I originally liked the move.
Yeah.
Because I know sometimes you can like a finisher and not really actually care for the move, but it's more about who the person is.
Right.
I will say I don't really care for what they have him doing now, but I still like the move.
Yeah, the move's great. We've talked a lot on this podcast about Baron Corbin not connecting, but go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, that's pretty much all it is. I mean, I like the way it's designed and everything, and it looks like it can be painful.
Yeah.
Once again, I hate to keep reiterating, but when delivered right.
Yeah,
So.
and I've seen him deliver right a lot of times, and if it does, I mean, you gotta think about it. You're going flat on your face, and it looks cool. It's a cool looking finisher, and the different ways that it's been done that I've seen has been good. You know what I mean? So yeah, I like the end of days. That's a fun finisher to me.
Yeah, I like it as well. And as you said, not a fan with the direction they're taking it
Right.
and everything, but that's not what we're here for.
Right.
But the finisher itself, it's fun, to see him perform it on, larger guys, like
Yeah.
Roman Reigns and stuff like
Yeah.
that, because those are big dudes to
Yeah.
throw around like that. And then the smaller guys, they do their, flippy doos around them and all that.
Yep.
And all of a sudden he catches them and slams them to the mat. It's good stuff.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Good
it is.
stuff.
Absolutely. Love that pick.
And plus, I just like the name.
Yeah.
The End of Days.
Yeah,
Like
that's a good name.
that's a great finisher name.
I
It
think
is.
so.
So that's a good pick.
I think so, too.
That's a really good
I
pick.
think that's a quality pick. I definitely agree with that. And that's going to move us over to Michael. What do you got for us, brother?
All right, let's see. We go back to my list here.
You may want to put your glasses on.
Yeah,
Michael.
well, let's see what I got here. Again, these are all. I'm not trying to sound biased because it's my list, but they're all so good. I'm going to go back one more old school one
Sure.
because the other three are kind of modern.
Mm-hmm.
The Razor's Edge.
Oh, I
Okay.
love that pick.
The Razor's
Excellent
Edge,
pick.
a.k.a.
Excellent
the
pick.
Crucifix Powerbomb, I
Yes.
do
Yeah.
believe
Yep.
it is.
Yep.
I remember the first time I saw Razor Ramon, just period, I was a fan. I was like,
Yeah, he
who
looks
is
like a
this
star.
guy?
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about Scarface or anything like
Yeah,
that because I
yeah.
was, how old was I? I was 11, 12.
50?
You mind your damn business,
your damn
woman. I'm
business.
timeless. Anyway. But yeah, like that, the finisher itself is just, it's nasty looking.
Yeah.
I mean, because
Yeah.
I don't know how to take it or anything, but it just looks like you're shaking it on the back of your head
Yeah.
and your neck, and from what I gather, that's not good.
Yeah.
And
Maybe that's why they don't do it anymore.
yeah, you really don't see it much anymore. And then I think it was the Outsider's Edge is what they called
Outsider's
it
Edge, yes, sir.
in
Yep.
WCW
Yep.
when they were doing the Outsiders thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one to because again, it really always stood out
Yes.
to me.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
And there were times you'd see with like larger guys, like I think maybe Sid.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of because Hall was a big guy.
Yes, he was a big guy. People forget that.
I mean, he's a bro. He's a pretty big dude, like 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, but he was always standing next to Kevin Nash all the time, and Kevin Nash is a 7-footer.
Exactly.
So you forget how big Razor Ramon Scott Hall really is, and he's a big guy.
Yeah, but I really like that move.
Yeah,
I think it's
like
awesome.
That move. I like that move.
So.
I think you made a good point about we don't see it anymore. I think because of the head and neck thing, I just don't think there's any safe way to take that move. But definitely, when I saw that move back in the day, it looked impactful and it looked like it hurt. Like that pick, Razor's Edge. That's gonna bring it over to me. And another move for me it is a move that I think looks cool, and it looks like it hurts. And really, I got a chance. I mean, I saw the new Hart Foundation do it. Teddy Hart did it off of like a D.H. Smith's shoulders. And man, that move is just nasty every time I see it. And that's the Canadian Destroyer. The Canadian Destroyer is just a devastating looking move. Devastating move. To see that move, I mean, any kind of way, it looks cool, it catches your attention, and it's technically kind of a pile driver. I mean, it kind of is a pile driver, and I like a good pile driver, and that one's that one's a pile driver with a little pepper on it. I mean, that's what it is, and yeah, definitely. Petey Williams, really one of the main guys that you really saw do it because he was so good at it, and that's a tough move to get down. I mean, for everything that I understand, but absolutely, man, the Canadian Destroyer is a fantastic move. So yeah, that's definitely on my list. The Canadian Destroyer.
Yeah, that move. It's again, that's another one. Like I had no idea how to take it.
Yeah,
because it's nasty.
Yeah,
It's nasty, and I don't know if that's the move that you could do on everybody. Though, like,
Yeah.
I don't see the Big Show ever taking a Canadian Destroyer.
No. I don't think that's gonna happen, bro. I don't
No.
think that's gonna happen. It's definitely not a move you could do on everybody, but with the right combination of talent, it looks great. So yeah, definitely the Canadian Destroyer is on my list.
Yeah, it's good.
And now that I've gone, that is going to move us over to Miss Kayla K. She's the baddest. What do you got?
Okay, I'm gonna go with the curb stomp.
Oh, curb stomp. Good one. I like curb stomps on my list. Go ahead.
I know for a while there they had pretty much, I don't know if they banned it or what they did, to where he couldn't use it anymore, but I know recently Seth Rollins has brought it back.
Yes, it's back now. Yep.
I understand why, they would ban it. But it looks like it's painful. It looks like it could cause damage.
Yep.
That's one of the more gutter type moves that, like, if me personally, if I'm out there fighting or whatever, and if you laying down there in the street, I'm sorry. You getting it. Like, it is what it is. So I like it. I like how they brought it in and integrated that. You know what I mean? It looks serious. Yep.
I like it, man. I've always liked that move. When the Shield debuted, I remember when he first did it, and I was a little bit upset because I'd already known about Tyler Black and everything that he had done. But he actually did that move in the first match they did as the Shield in the 6-person. It was a 6-person ladder match between Kane, Daniel Bryan, and Ryback. And it was them versus the Shield in the Shield's debut. And he actually curb stomped Ryback on a chair. And it was just like, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, like, that was a finisher, like, that's a finishing move. And then it became his finishing move, but at that point they used it for just like hardcore type wows or something like that, and it didn't result in a match finish, but yeah, the curb stomp, I've always liked that move. And he beat Brock Lesnar with it. Like, that helped legitimize that move. Yes, he had to do it 3 times, but still, he beat Brock Lesnar with it. And as Michael has said so many times on this podcast, whether you guys like it or not, Brock Lesnar is a draw, and he was super, super strong talent that it took Roman Reigns a lot of spears to get him, to finish him up. You know what I mean? But the curb stomp got legitimized as a finisher, I think, with that, even though he had to do it 3 times. I like the curb stomp. It feels like a match ending. That's what it feels like to me. Definitely, curb stomp's a good pick.
Yep, I definitely don't have any debates there. And, what can I say that hasn't already been said again? It looks nasty.
Yep.
It looks effective. And, if there's a exclamation part to put on a fight, it's stomping their head into the ground.
Yep, facts. For sure.
The only thing that make it better is adding a Super Mario sound effect, like you're jumping on a Goomba.
Yes. I agree with that, bro. I agree with that. So, yes, that was my pick as well. That was on my list. That's the curb stomp. That's going to move us on to Kayla.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go with, I had one that for the life of me I could not think, like I visioned it in my head, but for whatever reason I could not think of what the name was.
Right.
And I was trying to describe it to you guys, so I'm actually going to shy away from my second and last one on that one. I'm going to change it up for the Styles Clash. That's the one I was trying to think of, and I could not think of it for the life of me.
Okay, Styles Clash.
I've actually enjoyed this move ever since I've seen it. It once again, it looks powerful. It looks like I don't know if he had, and I'm a fan of AJ, but I don't know like the history behind it. I don't know if he had watched Triple H and everything with the pedigree and tried to like integrated his own method and tried to kind of use that, but create a move of his own, or where he got that from. But I really like it. Like it seems like it does the job, and if I'm looking for a finisher, I would say that looks like a very powerful one that gets the job done, and
Yep.
just really like it.
I agree. I like the Styles Clash. Definitely, there was a lot of controversy around the Styles Clash because of neck injuries and how people can land as far as that goes. But I mean, and it is a risky move. But when it's done well with the right people, of course, AJ Styles being the master of the Styles Clash and so many people that he's done it on, and he has botched it a couple times. It's happened, but. When the move is done correctly, it's a good-looking move, and it does look devastating. I mean, some guy is just putting his entire weight under your body, and you cannot control it at all. Like, you're just getting dropped totally on your face. You're getting sandwiched between the ground and another human being. Like, that hurts. That's a match ending. So, yeah, definitely I like that pick. The Styles Clash. That's going to move us on to Mikey Hutch. What do you got for us, man?
Well, I got 3 more left here. I'm going to go with the Kinshasa by Nakamura. Or the Bomaye, as it were, when he was in New Japan.
Yep.
Because, I mean, again, kind of similar to the curb stomp, you really can't go wrong with a knee to the head.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You really can't go wrong with the knee to the head. I mean, because sometimes he'll run from the front and do it from the back. I mean, and so you see that more in New Japan because again, you really don't want to take a shot to the back of the head, even if it's a match, because I mean this is dangerous. But there'd be spots that I think with AJ Styles, where AJ be up and selling from the match and whatnot, and here comes knock, bang,
right,
lights out. Done. Plus, it's just a cool name.
Yeah,
both of them is like a cool name for a finisher. So
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Definitely good. Definitely good pick.
All right, and actually, Michael, you're behind on one, so you get to pick again.
Wow, look at me slacking off at work and at home, everywhere. I'm gonna go with the kind of what I feel like doing right now. And there's no offense to the podcast; it's just been a really long week.
I got you,
but to go to sleep.
Yep.
The GTS, unfortunately, another transitional move.
Yes,
you see that a lot, and again, it's like, how do you call it to go to sleep? But what is it? A power nap?
Yeah, what is it? Yep,
because because you're waking up, and then the match is continuing, and then it's almost like you're not even selling the fact that you just got kneed in the head.
Right, like kneed in the head,
in the face. I mean, you're getting dropped down. I mean, and it's. And then, it's because when I saw Kenta do it first.
Yeah, of course.
Because, obviously, Kenta did it first, and then CM Punk made it famous, quote-unquote famous here.
Yeah.
And, again, Punk did it well.
Yes, he did.
But yeah, I love that finisher. I always have. And I think part of that is because I was a fan of Punk as well.
Yeah.
And hopefully see you Sunday, buddy.
Hopefully.
You like that money.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Like that con money.
Oh, yeah, we definitely want to see you there May 25th at MGM Grand.
Say what you want, you bunch of Marky Marks, you want him there, too.
Oh,
as well as his wifey.
For sure. Hey, who knows?
Maybe.
Who knows? It's a strong possibility. I'm feeling good about it, I think.
We'll know about this time next week.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Regardless,
for sure.
I think something we can all agree, the AEW pay-per-view, I don't think anybody's going to be going to sleep during that.
No, I don't think so either. I think it's going to be a fantastic time. And that's going to move us on to Kayla. You got one more left. This your last one?
So, my last one is a Hurricanrana.
Hurricanrana, okay. I like that. I've always been a fan of a good Hurricanrana.
I've always been a fan, and this goes back. I've always loved Lita and everything as well. Which, at the point, literally, I was 11, and me and my stepsister had gotten into a fight, like an actual fight, and I was on my basement stairs and did a Hurricanrana on her in the basement. So it was to that point of that, hey kids, don't try this at home. Well, guess what? I'm sorry, I'm one of the few that actually did try it on home. So, well, not really few. I guess there's more of the few that did not try it at home, but yeah, really always loved that move.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's a great move. I remember because I was such a huge fan of the WCW Cruiserweight division. I remember when Rey Mysterio did it as a finisher. Now, when he did it, I mean, with the move, when a finishing move, it has to look like it was the end of a match. And back in the day when Rey Mysterio set up and did the Hurricanrana, I mean, he looked like he was dropping them on their heads. I mean, it just looked good. I remember that. I'm definitely a fan of the Hurricane Rana. Of course, that's been a transitional move for a very long time. Hasn't been a finisher for a very long time. But I remember when it was, and it did look devastating. So I like that pick, the Hurricane Rana. And that I'm gonna move it to myself. No, actually, I'm sorry. I'm not moving to myself. It's Michael. I'm sorry, Michael. I was trying to step on you there, buddy.
Oh, big surprise! We're kind of blowing up a little bit on the podcast show. You're big leaguing me on it, so that's nice. That's nice.
Sorry,
appreciate
man.
it.
But what do you got, man? Last one.
You know what? And this would personally, we're not doing lists. We're not doing like, oh, this is my favorite one. But you know what? If you're a wrestling fan, this lit you up every single time just as much as he lit his opponents up with it. And that is the Ace Cutter, a.k.a. the Stone Cold Stunner.
That's my pick, too. I'm with you on that one. Go
ahead. I mean, come on. When you knew stuff was about to pop off.
Oh, yeah.
Stone Cold's getting louder.
Yeah.
Most likely Vince McMahon's popping off at him, being Vince McMahon.
Yep.
And then he's like, oh, you know it's coming. Oh, you go piss him off. Oh, there it is. It's kicking you in the stomach. Oh, there you go. You're eating it. Bang. And the crowd would just light up every time. Middle fingers. He's talking shit.
Yep.
I love that.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, just like, fuck you, fuck your day.
Yep. Everything. He just did it so quick, so seamlessly. And then when he did it, was it The Rock? I think it was The Rock, and correct me if I'm wrong. Even if I'm wrong, let me know. But I think it might have been The Rock where he stunned him, and then Rock is like spitting beer out of his mouth as he gets. I'm like this, like every time, like. And then there's some guys that just take the stunner like champs, like Scott Hall and The Rock. And man, that's a great move.
There was one time The Rock took a stunner and like he flipped, like straight up. And I mean, you can say, oh, he oversold it a little bit, probably, yeah, because he's The Rock,
yes.
But like he took this stunner and he like rolled back and like flipped up on his hands and like flipped out of the ring, and it was just the silliest stuff. But you know what? You're just sitting there going, "Oh, this is awesome! This is why I watch wrestling."
Yep.
You know, because again, it's over the top personalities and simple yet effective maneuvers. And yeah, I mean, Stone Cold had to change up his ring stuff because of his injury and that kind of thing.
Sure.
But again, that maneuver was money.
Yep,
it was money.
I wonder if Stone Cold knows, like, if he had ever kept track of how many Stone Cold Stunners he actually did during his career.
I don't know. He might have, because a lot of people forget that before the Steve Austin thing, like, Steve Austin was a wrestler's wrestler. Like, he hit the roads and did all the dates and everything, and then he got so huge that he was able to reduce his moveset to fit his character and fit his health needs, you know what I mean? Kind of like what Daniel Bryan does. He's a wrestler's wrestler, but now he's relied on his character to allow him to not put himself at risk so much. And that's when people forget how Stone Cold was really great as a wrestler. But yes, when he did that Stone Cold Stunner, I mean, it wasn't, it was just that, it was a stunner. I never saw it, because I remember back in the day, people was kicking out of stunners, like, even, like, in the height of the Stone Cold Stunner. So it wasn't, like, a final, but definitely it was good enough. It was good enough to where it was always a good surprise, and the different people and how they sold it. It's a good move. I mean, hell, we're getting a little throwback of it now with Kevin Owens doing it, and now we get a chance to see again how fun that move is. The Stone Cold Stunner, fun move, and it's a great move. It's definitely won him a lot of championships, and we've seen multiple image of him stunning Vince McMahon. He stunned Donald Trump. He stunned so many different people.
How crazy is that?
Isn't that crazy?
Stone Cold Steve Austin gave the stunner to the President of the United States.
That's how huge that move is, dude. That move is huge, and it's a great move. So I love that pick. Definitely agree with you there. That was mine too. Yeah, man. Stone Cold Stunner. Cold Stunner. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. So this was another great episode. That's just what we push out here at In Your House, I guess. It's just what we do. Absolutely. So I'm going to start it off this time. Last time I started it off with Kayla. This time I'm going to start it off with my man Michael here. Go ahead and plug away, bro.
Well, you can catch me on Twitter at Hutch, IYH. Just give me a follow, chat me up about whatever. Video games, wrestling, obviously, because that's kind of what we talk about here. And, yeah, we talk about whatever. And thank you very much for listening, and looking forward to this Saturday.
Yes,
it's going to be awesome.
For sure.
Join us. We're giving out prizes.
Yep.
It's going to be great. And again, draw your lines in the sand.
Yep.
Choose your side. That's fine. But don't hate the other side just because they're on the other side. Because take it from somebody who lived through the Monday Night Wars, it was a very fun time.
Yes, it was.
I never hated anybody on the other side, no matter how adamantly they supported their WCW side.
Right. And I was a huge WCW guy. I was, but go ahead.
But stop stepping on me, Con. Anyway, but no, I love you, man. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Draw your line in the sand, pick your side. But we're one here
For sure.
We're all fans of this art, of this business that we watch every week.
Yeah. Facts.
And anyway, join us Saturday.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to having you, and hope we have a lot. I think we're going to have a lot to talk about regardless of how it goes.
Oh, yeah. No matter what happens, I think we're going to have a lot to talk about. You're right there, man. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great throwback. You were right about everything that you said. We are one. It's going to be fun. Wrestling's going to feel fun again, and I really can't wait for it. It's going to be great. I feel like we got some great stuff coming at us. Kayla, where can they find you? Plug.
You can go ahead and find me on Twitter at Miss Kayla KIYH. That's MISSKALAKIYH. Go ahead and follow me there. Go ahead and at me. You have any questions, whether it's wrestling or whatever, just life in general, you need a woman's perspective, go ahead and hit me up. While you're at it, go ahead and buy yourself a shirt or buy your mama a shirt. Let her know what we do. We come in blue or purple, whatever makes your eyes pop. You need a woman's perspective, hit me up. At your girl.
There you go. All right. Hey, guys, this was another great episode. You guys already know what it is. Hey, check us out, man. We are almost 20,000 strong on the Facebook page. You already know what it is. Hey, check us out. ProWrestlingTees.com/InYourHouse. We got some great merch going for you. We need 25 shirts out so we can give you guys some great designs, different varieties, and we're going to get there. I already know what we are. Guys, hey, let me let you know where you can find us at. Hey, you can find us at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's cool. Hey, we're on the Google Play Store. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you. Hey, check us out. October 5th, we're going to be in Fort Wayne for Heroes and Legends 13 featuring the Icon Sting. Hey, you guys, you already know what it is. Hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone. Because the household, we're going strong. You guys have a great day. A great rest of your week. Peace.